Hello and welcome to this week's Hotspur Arts Lab. Now, before we start this week's Arts Lab, I thought it'd be a good idea to have a look at your fantastic work. We've already begun to put up some of it outside the school on the railings as a pop-up art gallery. So, before we start, let's have a quick look outside. This week, we're going to be creating our very own art inspired by Aboriginal art. Aboriginal art is the art of the Aboriginal people of Australia. Australia is a great big country in the southern hemisphere, far, far away from where we live. And the Aboriginal people are the original people of Australia. They have lived there for tens of thousands of years. Now, the Aboriginal people used art as a way of communicating to each other, the same way that I am communicating to you today. They would create art on bark, on trees, or on stones, and the art that they would put on the stones and bark would often tell stories of their ancestors and of their folklore. But they also used art as a way of telling other people about things in the surrounding area, whether there might be a nice, whether an area is a good place to hunt, or whether there's water nearby. About 60 years ago, the Aboriginal people started to create something, art form on paper, using dots, and it became really, really popular, and people loved it. Again, it would often tell stories of their ancestors. Now today, that's what I'm going to show you how to create. Join me over here. Now, I'm going to show you how to create two pieces of art inspired by Aboriginal art. For that, you will need paper, black paper or black card, a pair of scissors, and remember to make sure that you've got a grown-up nearby when you're using the scissors, a pencil, some paint, and to create the dot effect, you can use cotton buds. However, these aren't very environmentally friendly. So, you can just as easily create that effect using your fingers. Now, if you don't have any of these materials at home, let us know and we can perhaps provide that for you through the school. If you don't have paint at home, you can also create the dot effect using other forms of colour. So, pastels, felt tip pens, coloured pencils, that sort of thing. Now the first piece of art I'm going to show you how to create is going to involve handprint. And handprints feature quite a lot in Aboriginal art. Certainly some of the oldest pieces of art in Aboriginal culture have handprints on them. So place your hand onto the middle of your page and carefully draw around it, like so. Make sure you press hard on your pencil so it's nice and clear when you take it off. Nearly there. That bit there. There we go. And voila! There's my handprint. There's more. So the next thing is creating the dot effect. Now, I'm going to take my cotton bud here and I'm going to dab it into some purple, and going around the inside of the hand, I'm going to put a dot down as I go around the inside of my hand. forgot to mention at the start that you'll probably need a paintbrush if you're using paint. The paint that I've chosen today, the colours that I've chosen, are dark blue, purple, brown and yellow. But you can choose whatever colours you like. Often in Aboriginal art we use quite earthy colours, red, browns. But I'm going to choose brown now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a spiral, a swirl in the middle of the palm of my hand. And this is something that features a lot in Aboriginal art. I'm going to use brown for that. Now, in Aboriginal art, they still use ochre, which is a mineral paint, minerals from the ground used as paint. And in Aboriginal culture, ochre has a magical quality, and it's believed to have very important magical powers. And that's why in Aboriginal culture, a lot of people will put it on their bodies to heal, to cure, for its spiritual power. And there you go, there's the swirl in the middle of my palm now. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put some more dots, and this time I'm going to put the dots and inside the hand, up the fingers, and fill in the rest of the space. Now, symbols are very important in Aboriginal culture and art as well, to show you different things. Often you'll see swirls and wavy lines, but beneath this video I've left a key of all the different Aboriginal symbols that there are, what they mean. And you can use any of them you like for your own artwork. For my piece here, I'm going to draw some wavy lines going along the bottom and the top. I'm going to fill it with dots of different colours. I'm going to start off by going around the hand using the dot effect, and then I'm going to fill it with other dots going in different patterns. And there's no right or wrong way to do this. This is fun just to experiment and try it out yourself. There you have it, your very own Aboriginal art influenced piece. And you'll notice that I've gone over the handprint in brown there just to make it pop out. You can go around your handprint with a brush or with one of the cotton buds as well. Right, so that's that piece there. And now I'm going to show you how to do a second piece. Now for your second piece, this is going to be based on an animal. And you can choose whatever animal you like, but obviously Australian animals play a big part in Aboriginal culture, and they often show pictures of kangaroos, koalas, wombats, platypus, those sort of things. I'm going to draw a gecko. And the first thing you need is to get your black paper and a sharp pencil and draw the outline of your animal. Now when you're drawing the outline of your animal, make sure that it's nice and big and that you can see it clearly, because you're going to cut it out next. If you're interested in doing a gecko like I have, I've put the print of what it would look like beneath this video. Now, you very carefully cut out your animal, like so, taking extra care to when going through the fidgy parts, for example, the gecko's fingers. A gecko is a type of lizard. Hope you're having fun at home. I think we'll speed this bit up. Once you've cut out your animal silhouette, you're ready to stick it down onto a piece of paper. Make sure it's a different colour. And when you stick it down, it's probably best to stick it down the side that you've got your pencil marks on so they don't show up. And then around that silhouette, that's where the fun happens. That's where you're going to fill it with dots in an Aboriginal art style. Beneath this video, I'll put some examples of famous Aboriginal dot paintings to give you some inspiration and to help you create yours. So, I have stuck down my gecko onto my piece of paper, and I've chosen some different colours, but I'm going to do the same effect as before. I'm going to use my earbuds or finger to create dot patterns around the area. And I'm going to leave this silhouette completely black, but the surrounding space I'm going to fill with dotted patterns. And you can do this in any way you like. The way I'm going to do it is I'm going to go carefully around the silhouette, and then I'm going to draw some lines. I'm going to create some dot lines going out of that as well, like that. So I've created a dot pattern going right round the silhouette, but also I've got dotted lines coming out of it in different directions. There's no right or wrong way of doing this, but when it becomes really effective is when you cover it in dots of different colours, and that's what I'm going to do now. I've got my lines down, and I'm going to fill that with dots of different colours going in different directions. When you're putting the paint onto your cotton bud, it's really important that you don't put too much paint onto it, because it can create a bit of a blob of paint. So just put a light amount of paint on to create your dot effect. And I would recommend also practicing dot patterns before doing your final piece. Or you can do as many pieces as you like. Really is up to you. And there you have it, your very own Aboriginal art. Well, have fun making your own at home. I hope you enjoy doing it too. Even though the dots look really chaotic on here and they look like they're going in all different directions, when I was doing the dots I did try to go in a line each time. We look forward to seeing your work. Remember to upload your work onto Tapestry, Showbie, or email it into the school, or post it through the Hotspur Arts Lab letterbox, and we can't wait to see your fantastic work. And I'm really pleased with mine. Bye-bye for now.